showed up. So he wanted to know if any of you had questions about it. Okay.
So if nobody's gone over those labs, I'm just going to cover them. Basically go through them verbatim, and then if anybody has any questions, we can stop there and talk about it.
Okay. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
And I know it'll be other people joining, so they may be able to give you some input on it.
All right. All right. Hey, Bayside High School. Can you hear me? And I'll give everyone a few more minutes to kind of get connected. Okay. Kelly's not going to be covering this day. I'm Brian Crump. I helped with the cybersecurity competition the last 2 years. Kelly has been gracious enough to do the training and get everyone together during these training sessions. So today he asked me to cover the Red Hat Labs 4.4, 4.6, and 4.7. I'm going to ask, is that okay with you? I asked Amisha at her school, and they were okay with covering those topics. And I just wanted to clarify that you're okay at Bayside to cover those same topics. Okay, great. So it's 2:30. I'm going to give it about another minute to see if anyone else comes on. And then I am recording everything, so if there's questions or anything that comes up, please let me know. Stop me in midway, and then what we'll do is after we get done with the session and covering the 3 labs, we'll have like an open mic, I guess you could say. If you have questions, concerns, someone's having trouble getting logged in, that's Kelly now. So let me. All right, so we'll let Christine get logged in, and then we'll start covering. I'll do my best to monitor chat, but if something comes up and I'm moving too far ahead, just continue to try to work on your microphone issue, Bayside, and then we'll go from there. Amisha, you can type it in the chat. What high school are you with?
Tallwood.
I'm sorry. What is it now?
Tallwood High School.
Tallwood. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. I'll have to give Christine just a few more minutes. I apologize, everyone. All right, it's 2:35. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, my name is Brian Crump. I am the program head here at Stanley Community College. I actually cover a lot of the NOS classes, the Windows classes, Linux. I do quite a bit with Red Hat in part to creating the actual information and working with NetLab to get that information online, working with Palo Alto Labs, do VMware classes and other duties as assigned. So for today, we're going to cover that's right. All right, we're in NetLabs VE competitions.stanley.edu. I've got 3 labs reserved: 4.4, 4.6, and 4.7. First one, I'm going to enter the lab 4.4. Here is the content. What I'll do is I'm going to pull this off to the side. Well, we'll talk about it first. It's asking to edit files with Veeam. Before I go any farther, has anyone had any issues in previous sessions utilizing the competitions and the Veeam editor? If you have, just speak up. Let's see if I can pull the chat up. Okay, I'm going to have the chat over to the side. Or you can actually chat okay. So we're going to use Server 1, Desktop 1, and Classroom. The good thing about, and Kelly, I know you talked about this, the ideal situation for us at Stanley and be able to offer access to our NetLab system is these are pre-assigned or pre-done labs. So you have Server 1, Desktop 1, Classroom. The software is already loaded for each one of them. The Ethernet IP addresses have already been assigned for each one, so you'll just log directly in. And here's your account, username, and password, student, and the guided exercise. Going into VIM Tutor. The one thing I tell all of my students, especially new students that come to Stanley Community College, it's easy to type a command and kind of hit enter, but if you hit VIM Tutor, it's doing you no good not to read what VIM Tutor actually is. So take your time, read what you're doing as you're typing stuff, and you'll learn a whole lot more, and you'll be more proficient in the long run. Because programming as a background programming as a skill is just a plus for any job resume or any potential job you're looking for in the future. Okay. So use the VIM tutor. Let's see, perform lesson 1.4. All right, so we'll just go through it. All right, so it's asking us to go into server 1, virtual machine. We'll select Control-Alt-Delete, student, user, and everyone should remember student is the username and it's also the password. Now, I'm not sure if anyone noticed what had just popped up there. You may be asked items like, if I go into classroom, you'll notice under student, send. All right, so student user, when I select it and type student again, be aware of the timestamp very quickly that comes up there. That timestamp is for admin purposes, especially when you're on a domain, to know who's logging into a system at what time and from where. Okay, so we'll select server. That's where we're supposed to be. It's wanting us to access the graphical login screen. Applications, terminal. All right. I'm going to type VIM tutor. If I can spell. All right. So VIM tutor. It's an editing software for Red Hat. It comes with many commands. The advantage to VIM tutor, it's easy to use and it's an all-purpose editor. Okay. A couple things: teach by use. So for me as an instructor, it does me no good if I tell a student to go do a lab or go do a particular assignment if I haven't done that assignment previously or have not taken the time to read what material is. Okay. So one thing for instructors, while you're on here, you will be asked numerous questions. Okay. A couple things here: moving the cursor, using the H key for left, K for up, L for right, and J for down. The down arrow, you can hold the down arrow until it repeats. But again, if it follows your commands. If you hold that the J key down, if you hold it down for 1, 2, 3 seconds, however many key type punches that would be, is how far you're going to move down in the actual learning material. Okay, so be careful about that. I'm just using the scroll option on my mouse from here. All right, so lesson 1, moving the cursor. So I can type K, I can type L to move over, H, J. You can see I'm going down as far as it goes. So I'm going to move down to lesson 1.2, exiting VIM. I can press escape. And then from there, I type colon, Q, exclamation point, and then hit enter. And now I'm back at the command prompt. Okay, but I'm going to get back into VIM tutor. And if I'm being too covering a little too much in detail, please tell me to stop. Say, we know this. If it's that way, I'm not. It doesn't hurt my feelings if I'm trying to be too not childish, too pinpointing on this. Okay. So lesson 3, using the X to delete characters under the cursor. So to fix the errors, move the cursor until it's on the top character to be deleted. So that is, make sure I tell you correctly. We are using the KH LJ, okay. All right, so I can back up, I can hit X, back, okay. Kind of jumping around, and I do apologize. So the X key is to delete the unwanted character. So you can type the command, the cow jumped over the moon, with the extra letters, and then back out, actually move your cursor under that letter, hit X, and it will delete it, okay? Learn by usage. This is the greatest example right here. Do not try to memorize what I'm telling you. Utilization and memorization is great. Some individuals have photographic memory or partial photographic memory. Some do not. Myself, I've always had the non-photographic memory. I remember a lot of things, but it helps me, especially working with multiple curriculums, to actually put my hands on either the equipment or in the software or in the command and type them. Type them over and over and over again. Practice makes perfect, and in technology, that is the best statement it can be. Practice makes perfect with that. All right, so in text editing, you have the I for the insert text, so you can insert text in between. Okay, so you'll notice I got the insert option there. After each error is fixed, you can press the escape. Now back at the normal mode. Okay. When you're comfortable with that, move on down to lesson 1.5. Press A to append a text. This is append. So move the cursor to the second line and repeat steps 2 and 3 to correct this sequence. So press A at the line. So I'm at insert, okay. You'll notice I'm at the insert option. I'm going to escape and leave it there just to show you that you can make changes as you go and you don't have to go back and fix it. And this is where I'm just covering the topic. You as a student with VE competitions, even though we're talking about it, go back in and practice it, okay. Editing a file. This using the WQ or write quit option. This basically will save and exit a file. Okay. All right. What else? Lesson summary. Here's the cursors using VIM to make edits. To exit or Q exclamation. And that will trash all your changes, or if you make changes and you need to save them, you're going to do :WQ, write quit, okay? All right, lesson 2, deletion commas. Let's see. You're going to type DW to delete a word. Press escape to make sure you're in normal mode. So I'm in normal mode. Move the cursor to the line marked right there, okay. Move the cursor to the beginning of a word that needs to be deleted. There are some words fun that don't belong in this paper. Okay. DW, delete, and word disappears. So I deleted the word. I deleted that A. Okay. There are some words fun. So I can go to FUN, and we do DW, do a backspace, DW, but what happened there? It messed it up. So I have to use the insert option. All right, so escape, and then insert, space, and then do an escape. Now I'm back at the normal command or normal prompt. So I made the changes there. There are some words that don't belong in this sentence. Well, there's another one. There's paper. So you can cover that and do that one on yourself. Okay. So lesson 2.2, using the deletion commands, the D and the $sign. That's to delete to the end of the line. So pressing escape, I am back at the normal mode with the cursor marked here. And I'm going to go to the very beginning and I'm going to type the $sign, and you'll notice what happened. I moved it. I actually deleted everything in that entire sentence. It's no problem, okay, because what's going to happen, I can leave that, because when I end this reservation, the pod itself and what changes I've already made are going to revert back, and you're going to be able to practice that over and over again. So you can make all the changes in this document, I apologize for that, that you'd like to, and if you make more changes than you think you should have, you can end your reservation and start a new one, okay? All right, so go back to normal mode, going to lesson 2.3, operators and motions. Many commands that change text are made from an operator and a motion. The format for a delete command with the D or delete operator is as follows. The D space motion. D is the delete operator. Motion is what the operator will operate on. A short list of them. W. The D, and it's until the start of the next word. D and W. D and this word, excluding its first character. D and E is to the end of the current word, excluding the last character. The D and the $sign moves to the end of the line, actually deletes everything to the end of the line, including the last character. Okay. Thus, typing DE will delete from the cursor to the end of the word. All right. So practice that one. 2.4, using a count for emotion. Let's see, typing a number before emotion repeats it many times. Okay, so move the cursor to the start of the line marked here and type 2W to move to the cursor 2 words forward. 3E, move the cursor to the end of the third word forward. Type 0, it moves to the start of the line. Okay, you can repeat that step and go and jump the cursor back and forth across that line as you see, just for practice. Again, practice makes perfect there. Using a count to delete more words. In the combination of the delete operator and a motion mentioned above, insert. You insert a count before the motion to delete more. Okay, so you have a D, the number, and the motion. So move the cursor to the first uppercase word in the line marked here, which would be right here. You would type TD2W. Make sure I'm back there. TD2W. Okay. Delete the 2 uppercase words. Repeat steps until delete consecutive uppercase words with 1 command. Okay. So you can go through them and practice that one. Operating on lines, the DD, D and delete the whole line. Okay. So what we're going to do here is move the cursor to the second line. I'm going to type DD, and guess what? Delete the whole line. Now move to the fourth line. Is that the fourth line, or is that the fourth line? That's something you have to decide what you're needing to delete. Based on reading the material, I would say it asks us to delete the second row first, and then now the fourth line, or fourth row here. So that would be number 5. Okay, so now I have 5 lines of text. Okay, back out. The undo command. You can press U to undo the last command, or capital U to fix the whole line. So I will do U, fix that one, capital U, fix that one. U and U actually fix what errors I had there. Okay. Let's see. This actually talks about doing an undo command. So go through here and fix the issues you have, or make the recommendations that lesson 2.7 asks you to do, and then use the U to undo the last command, or U to fix a whole line of issues. Okay. So lesson 2 summary: delete from the cursor up to the next word, DW. Delete from the cursor to the end of the line is $, to delete the whole line. DD to repeat a motion. Let's see, pretend it with a number, 2 as in W, 2 as in word, or 2 in that, yeah, 2 as in word. To format changes, you have an operator number motion, where, this is the explanation of it, how to move to the start of a line, 0, undo previous actions, lowercase u to undo all the changes on the line, uppercase U, and to undo the undos is Control R. Okay. Now 3.1. Let me just check something here. Hold on just a second. Okay, so I'm going to cover 3.1, but I don't want to get too caught up because I know y'all got to be out. I think y'all leave at 3:30, or I'm assuming 3:30, some 30 is somewhere in there. If I'm wrong, please type it in the chat. So I'm going to make sure I cover the other 2 labs. So 3.1 is the put command, type P, which is to put previously deleted text after the cursor. Okay. So here, you type DD. Along here to delete a line and store it in a VIM register. Move the cursor to the C location above where the deleted line should go, and type P, which we will be putting. Okay. The replace command, RX, replaces the character at the cursor with the X. Lesson 3.3, a change operator. This is to change until the end of the word. Type CE. Okay. So the actual lab document itself, I'm going to go back to here. The lab document itself asks us to cover through lesson 1. So there are 6 total lessons in that you can do and to learn additional information about it. So please go through there and start at lesson 1. Again, because you have access to VE competitions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Use it as much as you want. It's yours to use. So please go through and practice all 6 lessons. Instructors, if you want to assign it as an assignment during class, if they're done with whatever, this would be a great idea, great option to kind of force the students to do it somewhat. Not that we want to force them to do anything, but it is a good learning option for you. Okay. So I'm going to close that out. I'm actually going to go back to home, and the next one we got is copying text between the windows. So this is exercise 4.6. So I'm going to cover the content. Okay. Anybody have any questions on the first one? Because I'm reviewing chat. No questions? Okay. All right. So copying text between the windows. This covers just a guided exercise using the same 3 pods, or the same pod, which is the 3 options or 3 server, desktop 1, and classroom. Same username, same password. Here we're actually going into an actual .txt file, and you're going to make changes to the file itself. You're going to open the file with gedit text editor. You're going to make changes with the date, the day of the week, month, date, and year. Let's see, you're going to insert text. Let's see, and then you're going to finish the session with the bash shell. So I'm going to pull that over. I'm going to go back into the topology. And let's see. Sorry, my PC is acting a little weird today. All right, so we're going into server 1. Student, password, my timestamp of December 21st. I don't know if anyone recognizes that, but yes, the time is wrong within vecompetitions.stanley.edu. We will change that to where it monitors and fixes that correctly. Okay. All right, so we need to get a command prompt up. Terminal. Now, it's asking us to change into a directory. We're going to go to CD, change directory, ls-8l. And we're going to edit, we're going to gedit the lab.txt file. Okay. All right, so actually we created that gedit lab.txt. So now we're going to cat gedit underscore lab.txt. There is no file there. Hold on just a second, I'm trying to find it. We actually created that. So, it's not there. All right, so I'm going to ask, has anybody seen this problem before? This may be one of the labs that we have to. We're going to redirect the long list of home directory files into a file named gedit underscore lab.txt. Confirm that the file contains the listing. So we changed directory, we list, we created a gedit lab.txt, the gedit underscore. What's the underscore for? Anyone know? Please answer, somebody. Make sure you're still listening to me. Anybody hear me? Type in the chat, okay? All right, so I'm gonna quit sharing for a second. I go back to make sure, Misha, you're still here. Bayside, you're still here. So not sure if you can hear me or not. Okay, well, we'll continue on. As you can see, it's not a directory. All right. Go back to sharing. There's the file. So I'm gonna have to look at this a little bit more to see what's going on here. I don't want to do anything wrong, so I'm going to say we may have to do a scheduled recording and send it out to everyone. So I'm going to write that as a note, 4.6, send recording, and Kelly will send that out. Okay. So let's go into the next lab, 4.7. Make sure that Is everyone? I guess you're still here. I'm not sure. I'll go to content, creating and viewing and editing text files. So from here, you do a performance checklist. Familiarize yourself with utilities and the techniques required to perform file editing. Let's see, we're going to use the same 3 servers, same pod, same username, same password. Here we're going to access the graphical login. We're going to create a editing underscore. Actually, we're going to redirect a long list of contents in the student home directory, including any hidden directories and file, into a file named editing underscore final lab.txt. Your home directory files may not match exactly to those shown in examples, but the lab edits arbitrary lines and columns. The important outcome here is to practice the visual selection process. So in the lab itself, when you practice it, you're going to use VIM, which we covered in general. But again, to get a understanding of it, that's what you should do. You will type the command ls list all or -al any files with those attributes of A and L, and then you're going to basically create the editing underscore final underscore lab.txt file with the information in that file, okay? And then you're going to edit that file with the VIM to take advantage of the visual opportunity to see what's in the file. So in the file, this is what it should look like. You will see that there are permissions on the left side of the file. A lot of it is, do they have read, write, and execute permissions, okay? Sorry about that. Let's see, so the file names, when they were created, you'll see 2014, November 7th, 2015. Let's see, and then you're going to actually edit the file. You're going to remove the first 3 lines, since those lines are not formal file names. You use the up arrow or the arrow keys to position the cursor at the first character in the first row and enter the line-based visual mode with uppercase B. You'll move down using the down arrow key twice to select the first 3 rows, and then delete the rows with the X command or X character. All right, then you're going to remove permission columns for group and world on the first line. Use the arrow keys to position the cursor at the first character in the visual mode with B. Then you're going to use the arrows to position the cursor at the last character as shown in the screenshot, and then you're going to delete that section with the X character, okay? And then you're going to remove permission for other ones, for the group and the world on the remaining lines, and you'll follow those same steps. So you'll remove group owner, leaving only student column on all lines, and then you use the visual editor and then Control V, which you're going to control and actually edit that entire section and remove it. And your final outcome, let's see, will be, it's asking a few more things. You're going to use the editor to remove the desktop and the public rows. So you have desktop and then public here. You can remove that one and that one. Now there's there. And then you're going to exit VIM with press escape to go back to the normal mode, :WQ, okay? And then you're going to copy that file, editing underscore final lab.txt to editing underscore final lab and then the date.txt, okay? So the date plus the date, time, date, month, and stuff. And then you're going to mail the file contents as a message, not as an attachment. Giving you the example here, you're going to, then it's going to tell you once you mail it, you have new mail. Let's see. If you have an issue there's another command. I don't know it right offhand, but you have to issue the command to receive the mail notification. Append the dash line to the file to recognize the beginning of the newer content. and then we're going to end up with confirming that the process listing is at the bottom of the lab file as follows, with your final lab document should look like this, okay? Permissions removed. Student is the only owner or user of the files, and then the lines for the files themselves have been removed. The lines have been removed as the system instructed, okay? And then you're going to finish up with the exit command, EXIT, okay? So I'm not going to go over that because it's 3:09. I'm going to open it up for questions. Stop sharing here. Amisha, you have any questions? Bayside, y'all have any questions? I've got chat pulled up here. Anything else I can cover? Have I not covered it well enough? Am I not Kelly? I know I'm not Kelly. Kelly's one of a kind. I'm doing my best here to kind of mimic what he's done previously. So I sent everyone a text. Basically, anyone having any questions or concerns. Going to also add, because I'm not getting any response back. Again, my name is Brian Crump. Put my information in the chat window. My email address is pcrump7001@stanley.edu. Let's see what else. I will pull this recording down and save it, and Kelly, because he has that list, he will send the list of information to you regarding the download link for it. And then if anybody has anything else, email me directly or contact Kelly. And then Kelly will update everyone regarding the next session, kind of what needs to be covered or what the group decides is a next best option. Okay, so it's 3:11. I'll stay on here till about another 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then I'll give y'all time to get ready for the buses. Have any questions? Let me know. Okay, well, there's no questions. We've been on here for around 45 minutes. Thank you, everyone, for attending. You've got 3 labs you can do, and actually got more labs than that. You got the entire, anything before those in labs 4, 5. If you want to move ahead a little bit, I'll write a note and give this to Kelly. What kind of he can add to this. He may very well send out another recording, or he may just wait for questions from the group, okay? All right, so I'm going to stop recording now, and I'm going to end the training session. So again, if you have any questions, let me know. Brian Crump at Stanley Community College. Here's my direct email address, pcrump7001@stanley.edu. Y'all have a great day, and I look forward to seeing everyone in person at the competition. All right, bye-bye.